Hey guys, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I've already shown you how to look for photos. You should know how to do that. If you don't know, go back to the prior two lessons and follow along and do it. It's helpful if you follow along because it'll help the information sink in. So what I'm gonna do at the start of each section here is I'm going to give you the photo, okay, if you can't find it, but I recommend you try to find it first before just screenshotting the photo I give you, and then I'm going to talk about how we're going to use that photo bashing technique that we've been using to draw over these photos, okay? Once again, save your work too, okay? Make sure you're saving your work. Hit Control S to keep saving it, all right? Because you don't want to put in all the work and then you lose it because maybe the power goes out or something like that, okay? Thanks. As promised, here is the screenshot of the ruse we are about to use in this next section. Okay, just like before, we're going to go into our drawing app and we're going to go to File and import the ruse wherever we saved it, whether it was the screenshot or we did find it. I believe it was on Pixabay. It might have been on Splash though. So just do that, and then let's add that vector layer so that we can start doing some line work. Just want to say that if for whatever reason you need to pause or go back in the video, do it as many times as you need to. There's no shame in it. Now, I know that this ruse might look a little bit intimidating, but if we are really honest, it's just still shapes. We just have to break it down into those shapes. And that's kind of how this photo bashing helps us to see that, because by tracing over it, we kind of get to see what the lines and the shapes are. Okay, so that's all any object is that you're drawing. It's just shapes and lines, okay? That's the base of everything. Okay, so all we're gonna do here is we're just tracing over these petals first, okay? And it doesn't really matter where you start, but I find that this is actually almost like a meditation for me because it's pretty redundant, so we kind of do it over and over again is what that means. And it helps me to quiet my brain when my brain, like I said before, gets a little blah, 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 blah. One of the things you should do when you're drawing is notice kind of the movement of what you're drawing, okay? And what I'm saying here is a rose starts out as a bud, okay? It's this closed up shape, all right? And if you haven't seen a rose bud, I recommend looking one up, okay? Looking up a photograph of one, okay? And as it expands, all right, we start to get all of those, those petals and so forth. And we have that swirly shape in the center there. It's almost like the power of the rose is coming from its center, okay? I know that kind of sounds a little woo-woo, but, we need to think about these things. So as we're looking at this rose, just think about how it's moving and, try to match that movement as you draw these lines, all right? One of the best ways to get that movement I found is to draw from my shoulder, all right? And that means that basically I hold onto the pencil, with my hand, but it's almost like my forearm and like my bicep and stuff kind of form this L shape as I'm drawing, okay? And most of the movement is being moved by my shoulder, all right? The movement of the pencil or the pen or the stylus, in our case, is being moved by the shoulder. And we get kind of more of a energetic looking drawing by doing that. I'm drawing this a certain way, but you can draw it in a certain way as well, okay? You don't have to draw it in the same way I do. You need to draw it in the way that makes sense for you. As long as you're doing it in a way that looks good to you, that you feel good about, that's great. And sometimes it's okay to copy other artists just to learn, and you might pick up a little bit from one artist and a little bit from another one. But overall, you are going to start developing your style as you learn more and more things, okay? So let's go ahead and save this drawing, all right? Because we might come back to it in a little bit, all right? Just like with the other drawings. So we want to make sure we're saving our work, and you can always mess around with these too. I want you to have these just so that you can play with them. Even if we didn't come back to them, I want you to be able to save them, all right? And then we will move on to our next thing in this lesson, which is a hand. Okay, so this can be a little scary and intimidating to even seasoned artists that have been doing things for a while, but I promise you it's the same thing. It's just shapes and lines, and I'm going to show you here, okay? So we're going to go through our normal process of importing that hand, okay? When in doubt, just go through your process, all right? same thing. So we're gonna circle that hand, or we're gonna, import that hand, all right, and get it where we need. We're gonna add that vector layer. I forgot to do the opacity on the rose before, but if you remembered, 10 points for you. Okay, we're gonna do the exact same thing we did before. All right, we're just gonna identify where there are shapes. And you could even, the nice thing about when you draw a human is you can take something like your hand and go, what does this feel like? Okay, and so you feel where things like bones underneath there are. You wanna be gentle, okay, don't hurt yourself, but you just wanna kind of figure out, all right, where are the bones? And so for me, this is what makes sense, okay, is that we have a few bones like that, all right? You know, there's these circles here, and then usually fingers are broken into 3 segments, all right? And if you look down at your finger right now, you'll see that there's 3 segments there, right? And so they're not completely flat, all right? We're not gonna do flat lines, so we're gonna do a little bit of a curve, okay, on those fingers, and that's where they bend, right, is those little segments, all right? If you were to flex your finger in front of you, all right? It's easier when you do it with the hand that you're not drawing with. But just like before, all we're doing is we're just drawing over this picture, okay? And we're figuring out the shapes and the lines in it, okay? So one thing I didn't mention was one of the reasons we draw in vector, other than the fact that we can make it bigger or smaller without it looking any different, is that we can do something called using a vector eraser. And a vector eraser allows us, if 2 lines overlap, if you've drawn something, you know, during this course and it's kind of gone over and you're like, oh man, and you feel like you have to erase like right up to that line. Well, a vector eraser, you can just hit it, you know, with that eraser, and that it'll erase just straight up to that intersection of where those 2 lines meet. And so it's not, you don't have to be really precise with an eraser, okay? If that doesn't make a lot of sense right now, it's okay. I'll show it to you a little bit later on in the course. Another thing to do too is kind of be aware of, like, I traced out those lines in the palm to kind of see where they are. All right, and we can see, you know, just the different ways that we could add some detail here. All right. But if you've been paying attention, there's just one thing I need you to learn more than anything else, which is that everything you see is just shapes and lines when you make it art, okay? Every artist is starting with shapes and lines.